Trump's speech. Who saw the entire thing last night?
I watched the entire thing, went to bed angry, woke up angry, and not at Trump's speech, at the evil of the Democrats.
Okay, good.
People use the word flippantly. They are evil. Like, there's no way to watch that and say these are normal, peace-loving people. They are awful, awful people, each and every last one of them.
But see, they were holding up signs that said, "This is not normal," meaning Trump. But
or
they got him now.
Elon, what was it?
Elon steals.
Elon steals. Okay, did you see it?
I watched about 75% of it.
Okay, because mind you, the guy's almost 80. I'm not even joking. Doesn't skip a beat. Keeps going. Keeps doing his thing. I'm exhausted. I'm not doing a third of the shit this guy... Dude, I don't know what vitamins this guy's on. I don't know what the hell Melania is doing. This guy is a machine. Did you see it?
Yeah, I was following the highlights on social media as it was going on.
Okay.
Because, I had other things I had to do at 9 o'clock at night on a Tuesday. But
Yeah, you have things. You have a life, and you have a wife that's freaking about to freaking
A
have a
life
baby.
and a wife.
But it was worth paying attention to because honestly, that was a pretty clear vision of the country my children are going to grow up in. And seeing Democrats stand up only to applaud for Ukraine, but remain seated and sometimes actively boo when Trump is praising cancer survivors.
Oh, we're gonna definitely
We'll get into it.
Trust me.
Like Viva said, the clear-cut divide between good and evil has never really been more clear than it was last night.
Amy, did you see it?
Yeah, I actually fell asleep watching it, so I only got about a quarter of the way through.
And
I was also doing things at 9
was
p.m.
the longest.
It was, I mean, there was
Ever.
just so much disruption at the beginning, even.
Yeah,
like
Al
needing
Green
to,
trying to make
kicking out Al Green.
Yeah, and it's like, bro, like just stop. And I get it because me and Jake had a conversation, bro. I hate State of the Unions. The whole stand up, stand up. It's a shit show, and they bring people and they like when like was it State of the Union when Trump bought all the alleged rape victims of
Bill Clinton.
And he was just like, oh my God. So I get it. I get the show of it. But just overall, I just want to show because, it was, he talked about values, freedom, individual responsibility, common sense, no grievances, America first. He did stay on topic. Okay, he made direct eye contact with it. Because, bro, if you notice it, he was leaning really, really hard towards the Republicans. But then once in a while, he'd stop and he'd be like, you motherfuckers. Like that point right at them in their faces. And, bro, one of the longest ones was the woke epic. The woke eulogy that he did. He just destroyed woke. But here's the beginning, bro. And this was like, this is how you set off a speech. This is the beginning, the first couple 30 seconds. Kelly, go ahead. Beep. Oh, there we go.
Members of the United States Congress, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And to my fellow citizens, America is back.
Boom. And look at the other side. Are you ready?
Look, he's only
happy.
looking.
Nobody cares. Split.
They're simply foul human beings.
Now look how happy these people are. Look at Adam Schiff. Look at.
Also notice the pink shirts.
Oh yeah,
they wore the pink shirts to protest Trump, which if these
pink?
people believe that Trump is Hitler, think of how stupid that is. Yeah, in order to protest the rise of Hitler, everyone showed up to German parliament in a purple hat.
But what was the pink? Was it the pink pussy thing?
I think it's some
women's rights.
Because
rights
I thought
thing.
I thought they used to wear white shirts, and now
they
they're
did
using. And
I don't
they're
his
know.
wearing pink.
last State of the Union was they were wearing white AOC, which
See, actually, they're wearing the same shirts, but somebody threw a red sock in the wash along with it. And now,
So
that
the
makes
joke
sense.
is that by the next State of the Union, they're going to be full red commie. And by the way, it was the pink pussy hats. I think I forgot the last important part of that
Yeah,
word.
you just said pink pussy. I was so confused by that
whoa.
statement,
I didn't even hear
honestly.
that.
Yeah.
Rob,
Well,
but your
there's a
pants is
soundbite
getting
right
up.
there.
But
children
and then
watching.
this is another clip. I'm only going to play a couple more because I want to get into the main part about the Democrats. This is some people would say, especially Mays on X, that this is best line of the entire speech right here when he was talking about the border and legislation from the left. Play this clip.
The media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
That's it.
And he's staring right at him on that one.
Oh yeah, no, he stares at them because, bro, say what you want, and this is why the approval so much, and 78% of the people love the speech, bro. Like the board, like he shut down the border. Like I don't understand what people's mentality. Nobody in the left, even if you're on the right and you're like, oh, I care about people. There's no explanation except for evil if why you would just open the border and let all these people in, which I still don't think, Dave, that we even have had a glimpse of what and I don't give a shit. Here we go. You hate Mexicans. Shut the hell up with that bullshit, okay? I'm talking about the terrorists. The guy that was caught on camera going, soon you will know my name. You're going to know my name. That's a threat in front of a camera, and that guy's just chilling among us. So wait and see, which, by the way, Ben Shapiro, did you see Ben Shapiro's thing yesterday? Because you know something big, and I already know something big and bad's going to happen during this. Last night, Ben Shapiro goes on X, and he goes, you know what I think Trump should do? I think Trump should pardon Derek Chauvin, the guy that killed George Floyd. Legitimately. He goes, I think that's what Trump should do. Ben, are you fucking stupid? Like, think about what would happen. I have to bring his name up again. Jake tells me, he goes, Vinny, I think fucking he must hate Trump. I go, really? I thought he voted. He was there last night. He goes, why else would you tell Trump out loud on your show, because they know they watch, he has 7 million views on X, he should pardon the guy, ready for this? Even though the coroner report, the toxicology, he was high and he died because of whatever, but you pardon Derek Chauvin, what happens to the country? Honestly.
You think that there would be riots? There might not, because he's still been found guilty of other crimes. He'll still stay in jail regardless of if they pardon him on whatever.
Then why would Ben Shapiro even...
Vinny, you just stepped
stupid.
all over the latter half of my segment by bringing this up.
What?
Because this is what I was going to talk about.
Then let me shut...
No, but like, let's get into it now, because I have other stuff we can do later. But Viva, go right ahead.
But no, look, Ben Shapiro has been known for at times having poor judgment. So.
Yeah, well, for the smartest guy, but I kind of let's just save it for you then, because I don't want to step on your story.
No, not at all. Like I'm fine to discuss it now. It is a big trending thing, but I'll tease what I was going to get into.
Go ahead.
There's only a little bit that Trump can pardon him on, and the rest would just be political grandstanding that honestly might not work out all that well. But the reaction, of course, would be psychotic. Can you imagine?
Of all the useless pardons, I mean, that would be among the most questionable,
and
if not
imagine
the most.
how it would reignite everything that we've spent the last 5 years trying to move past. Now, Derek Chauvin is a political prisoner who committed the crime of being a white cop, and that is basically the only thing he did wrong. But
so do you not think the knee on the head caused any?
He knelt on his
heart rate.
He knelt on his upper back. That's not sufficient to kill somebody. This guy who had a known heart condition took enough fentanyl and methamphetamine to kill a horse and then died while saying, I can't breathe, in the back of the car long before he was on the ground. The facts of the case prove that Derek Chauvin did not commit murder, but he's in jail on 2 charges of murder plus manslaughter. So it's a pretty messed up sentence for him to have.
I sent a tweet that it's a montage of my thoughts of the evening, because you'll notice in that clip, he announces that they've basically shut the border down. Border crossings are down 94%.
Yes.
For a party that claims to care about human trafficking, they didn't get up to applaud the fact. I put together all of them. They didn't get up to cheer or to even recognize that there was a nature reserve named after a 12-year-old girl who was brutally murdered.
Yeah.
They didn't get up for Laken Riley. They didn't get up for. You're going to play the clip of the kid with cancer.
Yeah, Laken Riley's mother and sister are there. The mother,
she's in tears. She's broken.
Her daughter was brutally R-word murdered or abused, whatever, sexually assaulted, and by your border policy, by Mayorkas and freaking Biden, and you guys can't have the decency to just say, listen, I don't give a shit who's up there. Like, I mean, God bless, my heart goes out to you.
It's inhumane. So I just put together the list. Like, okay, they don't care about human trafficking. No. They don't care about murder. They don't care about kids surviving brain cancer. What more can you conclude from this evening that they are a bunch of living demons? I'm trying not to be hyperbolic. No. There's no other way to look at that and see anything than the worst people on earth.
And Corey, what was his name?
Comparator.
The fireman that was shot by a freaking sniper when they were trying to kill the president. You guys can't stand up for that. And the worst one, and Mark Fogel, the guy just got released from a Russian. He was a freaking prisoner.
These people hate Russia, or so they say, to the point where they want to start World War III, and then don't condemn Russia for having imprisoned. Was he a journalist?
No, he wasn't a journalist. Was he? I think he was a teacher.
No, Mark Fogel was a teacher.
He was a teacher.
Evan Gershkovich was the journalist.
And guys, this is okay. And now this is the one. And I get it, because the other side, the argument is, and it's actually true. Everybody brings people to make themselves look cool, but I mean, in this case, you have to prove these people of what they did. That's why you bring the Rick Lake and Riley and you do all this stuff. Every president does it. But this case right here, okay, they didn't stand for this kid. So DJ Daniel, a 13-year-old battling terminal cancer, he was given months to live in 2018. He was sworn, bro, he's been sworn into 900 law enforcement agencies. He's always wanted to be a cop. He loves police officers. He dresses like them. He absolutely loves them, bro. So Trump made him last night an honorary Secret Service agent. And I want to show, Kelly, can you show this clip really quick? I have a couple of them.
Tonight, DJ,
Look at his
we're
face.
going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
Look at this kid. Look at this. He's like, oh, look at this. Obviously, he's had 14 brain surgeries. 14. He's 13 years old. Look at this. Look in the badge. The guy's like picking them up.
You can't believe what's happening. This is like,
Bro, look at that. Oh, he's so freaking happy. Look at the love of this kid. Look at this kid.
are we going to pan over to the demons?
That's what I was
demons on the other side?
wondering.
There was,
oh my God, dude.
there was one person in pink who stood up. I noticed on the left.
To clap?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I said, good for her. I couldn't figure out who she was.
So one human amongst a group of demons.
Bro, look at how freaking happy this kid is. Okay, Kelly, you can stop this one.
Because it's funny, during they're all sitting. During the speech, Trump said, look, if I cured cancer, they wouldn't give me credit. Like literally, if he had cured cancer, the left would not stand up because he put doctors out of business.
Yeah.
They're celebrating a 12-year-old kid who's living his absolute dream, who shouldn't be alive. It's a miracle that he's alive. And these assholes cannot bring it themselves to stand up and at least give the kid
like that's a
encouragement.
and bro, to me it was like a test. It's like, bro, you didn't stand for none of these things. This one, what would make you not stand up? The kid's 13, bro. He's had more brain surgeries than years he's been alive. He's had 14. And I found this too. The White House posted this. This is just him talking about his dream of becoming a freaking a cop and an agent. But look how amazing this kid is, bro. This is him talking about how he got cancer and how they found out in the beginning. Go ahead, Kel.
But you wanna know the craziest part? Because my mom bathes me and my brothers all together.
They bathe.
And out of nowhere, I locked up, and then my dad was calling my name, and I started going to the slow thing, and he said, "Stop playing with me." And I started, and then I started to act. I ain't gonna lie, I started to act slow. And then as soon as he said that, we was speeding all the way, running lights, going to the hospital. And then next thing you know, I was seizing on the table. They said, "No, we gonna have to go in his brain tonight." Ever since then, I had 13 brain surgeries, and that's how many times my personality has changed. And that's something that you don't hear from a terminally ill child. They had 5 months to live. I'm gonna keep on going until my gas tanks run out. And that's when God calls you home. You never know when God's gonna call you home. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my dad. I know he's pretty proud of me, and I'm pretty proud of him too. And I'd like to thank President Trump, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here today.
Like, dude.
It's amazing. Are you? I don't want to get ahead of your story. Are you going to get to the lady on CNN?
Oh, you want me to show? You mean the MSNBC?
Yeah, MSNBC.
Okay, so now, guys, heartfelt. I'm alone in my apartment. I'm getting choked up over this freaking kid. It takes a lot for me to freaking. I was like, Humberto said.
Yes.
He ran. Humberto ran in his bathroom and started crying. The guy doesn't cry. His wife's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Shut up." Like, it's one of those moments. And then this last clip. So guys, so think about this. Okay, like it or not, some people say, "Oh, it's a show. You're picking." Okay, I get that. The next clip is MSNBC's Nicole Wallace. You want to talk about... Oh, wait. Okay, actually, this is today. This is just a little while ago. Kelly, can you play this video? He's in the White House, right? Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at him.
There's one more thing I got for you.
Give him a hug, bro. Look at this freaking guy. Oh, my God, dude. Come on.
Very nice. Look at that family.
Like, dude.
you got, huh?
Freaking little guy's a Secret Service agent.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you. That was a big evening last night, right? Yes, it was. That was a big evening.
Donald Trump is like the sincerest, the most loving uncle, grandfather ever. That was a big evening. Like, yes, you're damn right it was, sir. You just deputized me in front of the world.
Oh, by the way, Biden would have sniffed him, the father, the camera guy. Everybody would have been getting sniffed up.
Kids too old for Biden.
The way that the CNN will cover it is Donald Trump makes underage cancer survivor forced into child labor as a Secret Service agent. Like, that's how
my gosh.
ridiculous they are when
That's
it
the
comes
headline.
to the fact that they can't even applaud and get up for this child who has fought harder in his short time on earth than most of those people have ever fought. And has anybody here ever dealt with pediatric brain cancer?
No.
This is so we have a close family friend who had a child that was my son's age. My son and he went to school together. He was diagnosed with a brain tumor when he was 8 or 9. And for the next 6 years of his life, had to fight for his life. And the parents not knowing whether or not that child was going to make it through. And now he's in remission, and it's been a few years. But watching from a 5,000 square, 5,000 foot view, I wasn't there. It's not my child, but I was involved in watching the parents that we knew and watched the struggle that they went through for their child. It's traumatic. You don't, it changes you as a person. And the fact that that kid's here today and is alive is a miracle. And the fact that those people, because of their own hatred for Donald Trump, won't applaud what this child has overcome is disgusting. And it says everything you need to know about who these people are. And it's exactly why they lost the 2024 election. And they're going to lose 2028. And they're going to lose 2032. And they're going to lose 2036. There's no end in sight for this winning until they make a dramatic shift. And it's getting rid of how many swamp creatures were in there yesterday on that side of the room? 100? 150?
What, 100, 115, 120?
Got them all. Get rid of them.
And
Goodbye.
here's the thing.
Not in a violent way.
No,
Just
and here's the
vote
thing.
them out.
And here's the thing. You don't have to be there. AOC didn't show up.
She was on, what's the app that no one used?
Blue Sky.
She was hosting a town hall on Blue Sky to all 13 people.
All 13 people were there. And it was and again, don't show up. Don't be there. He'll talk to his own people.
You saw Jamal Bowman put out a tweet that said, he said, I chose to leave. It's okay, good. Had you left, at least you wouldn't be there. You wouldn't be there to promote that, to do that act of disrespect. If you had left, at least you wouldn't have not stood up to
Bowman was there?
Jamal Bowman, he tweeted that he had left, I think.
He said I would have left had I still been in Congress.
He would have left and pulled the fire alarm.
Like Al Green.
But he would have pulled the fire alarm and everybody would have left because he loves fire alarms.
At least if you were not there, you would not be there to disrespect and insult a 13-year-old brain cancer survivor.
Amy, what do you think before I play I want to play what MSN. You guys, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. Not ever, but it's pretty damn close of what she politicized this moment. But what do you think, Amy?
Yeah, I mean, the Democratic Party is doomed. If these are your representatives, if these are the people who are meant to turn the image of the Democratic Party around, to your point, I know you said you're not being hyperbolic. Surely not every single person in the Democratic Party are demonic. However, your representatives, the people who are speaking on your behalf, who are showing up to these events, the people who are meant to get the court of public opinion back on your side, if you ever want to have a hope of winning any future elections, if this is the best you'll have, I'm sorry, but you're screwed. And it's really, really sad to see that there isn't even any
adjusting. No adjusting.
There's nothing.
No.
There's nothing. And I don't get, do you guys think that it's why do you think that is? Do you think it's because they're stupid? Do you think it's actually because they're demonic? Or do you think it's because it's a part of a larger agenda? How could you be so absolutely tone deaf and just so full of vitriol and hate that you can't even act happy or do this?
They can't because it's Donald Trump. They can't show any... They can't show...
He's a threat to democracy.
He's a threat to democracy.
He's a Nazi.
Yeah.
He's a racist, even though he made a African-American child deputy.
And touch him. He touched him.
Well, yeah, I know.
He's going to have to wash his suit now because he's so racist.
But see, here's the problem. That kid was from Texas, and he's pro-cop. So he's completely dead. He's dead to the Democratic Party.
He's whack.
I always say hatred is a consuming force, and it turns you into a force of evil. And they are so consumed by hatred that they hate more strongly than they love, and that they're consumed by their own hatred to the point where it will consume them as spiritual beings on this earth.
Listen, and I get, because I had to look in my brain. I'm like, okay, because Trump's gone in 3 years, almost 4 years, right? He's gonna do this 4 term. Whoever comes in next for the Republicans, J.D. Vance, they're just gonna ride this wave. So no matter what that next person does, they're still anti that. And this is the perfect example. MSNBC's Nicole Wallace. She politicizes the DJ's moment in the speech where she says she hopes he doesn't kill himself because of something like January 6th. Play this dumb moron with this. I don't know if she wrote it or somebody made her read it. But
I guarantee she regrets it today.
But I think this was a lesson in finding one thing that you let yourself feel. And I let myself feel joy about DJ, and I hope he's alive for another, 95 years, right? And I hope he lives a the life he wants to live. He wants to be a cop. He knows what he wants to do. And maybe when you have childhood cancer, that crystallizes for you. And I hope he has a long life as a law enforcement officer.
Ready?
But I hope he never has to defend the United States Capitol against Donald Trump supporters. And if he does, I hope he isn't one of the 6 who loses his life to suicide. And I hope he isn't one who has to testify against the people who carried out acts of seditious conspiracy and then live to see Donald Trump pardon those people.
What the hell are you even talking about, you moron? Nicole Wallace, you are a freaking shill puppet for the freaking left, and you are a freaking idiot. Done, deal, end of story. What kind of stupidity? She takes a beautiful moment. She loves it. I hope he lives for 100 years. But I hope you don't kill yourself and die. They have to drag in January 6th, which was all bullshit. That shit drives me nuts.
And I don't think she's going to regret what she said. I think she knew exactly what she said. So I'm reading about her, and her background is she was communications director for George W. Bush. She worked as the communications director for his 2004 re-election campaign, and she was a senior advisor to John McCain's campaign. So she's a former Republican.
Oh, yeah.
But guess what makes money for you right now to be on the news? Exactly. So this lady, it seems, will go whichever way the wind blows. Oh, I'll make more money and get more screen time by being on TV and hating on Trump. Okay, what can further me continuing to get this grift to continue to fund it? Saying more outlandish, dumb things than people like us sit here and we talk about, or it gets clicks, and then we just feed that cycle.
Yep.
I think she'll say, I misspoke. Eventually, if she hasn't already apologized. But you guys know the expression, David Mamet says, every fear hides a wish. And you say, when you look up, you say, I hope the plane doesn't crash. And it's like, well, if it does, it would be, I would have survived something. When she says, I hope he doesn't grow up to take his own life, what she's secretly saying, and not so secretly out loud, is, I hope it doesn't happen, but if it were, he would suffer the consequences of his own political decisions.
Yes.
That is, he would deserve it if he did.
That's basically what she's...
And the worst thing about it is, when it comes to the 6 cops who apparently took their own lives, it's not clear that they took their lives because of what transpired on January 6th or what followed from January 6th. Because I had Tarek Johnson on a couple of times, and there's a good reason to believe that a lot of these police officers face some serious backlash.
I just wanted to come here to tell you your truck is...
Guys, Patrick just walked in, and Pat is telling Dave, now because of you, I'm buying a truck.
I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to text it to you. Can you make sure you show the truck?
Send it to me and Kelly.
This is like... Patrick, this is I felt like a kid. My dad comes in David, you're in trouble. What did I do now, Mr. David?
Great to see that.
Thanks. So, guys, Pat just had to give a shout out for Dave's truck, and guess what? And Pat messaged me before the show, and he's like, "You're buying a truck," and I was like, "Yeah, my Toyota Corolla's okay."
It's a damn good looking truck.
No, it's
What is it?
It's a red Bronco. I call her Barb because she's
red?
Yeah, big ass red Bronco. So I call her
Because I
Barb.
know you
And my
just have
mother's
the
name is
Cybertruck.
Beautiful.
So you
I had the Cybertruck for a week from the coffee company. It was beautiful, 1775 coffee, and I drove it for a week. But there's something about taking the doors off a car and driving naked as you were born in a vehicle sense.
All right, so I'm gonna have to go. So Kelly, if Pat sent it to me or you, I'm gonna show everybody his truck. Just hide the license plate.
I'm so excited.
I know, hide the license plate because we don't want people going to Dave's house.
Don't worry, hide the license plate. But it's a beautiful Bronco. It's got FJB on the side of it too. You can
great.
Well,
he doesn't even know who the hell he is right now. So
Also, can we talk about the communications director not knowing how to communicate?
The comms director can't communicate.
That's why she got a job at MSNBC,
That's so
which is where all the
funny.
bad comms
I love
directors
Jake's the
go.
voice of reason. What happened? Dude. And it's it's same thing with Corinne Jean-Pierre. You know what she's saying now? Yeah, they were trying to cover up his mental acuity. Bitch, you are the one spitting it out. You are the one spewing it and passing it along. Bro, listen to me. They're soulless human beings, bro. When you look at that, bro, Gavin Newsom is just one of the main ones. They're vapid. They have nothing inside of them, bro. And they don't give a damn about anything but themselves and their self-interest. And you're right, Rob. I genuinely have that feeling that the future looks bright because the other side is so dark. Does that make sense? They cannot get out of their own way. And bro, and I'm telling, mark my words, Stephen A. Smith, he's making these little comments, and Stephen A. Smith will be their guy, and unless they eat him alive because he doesn't see the trans and all that stuff, if not, they're going to keep him and they're going to flip him. That's what they're going to do.
Hold on, but the thought that before Patrick came in, I really thought I was in trouble. Get that kid out of here. No, the number of Jan 6 police officers who took their own lives, there's reason to believe that some of them, might have been getting pushback, getting blowback from the higher ups because they were like, how the hell did you all set us up to fail like this?
Oh, of
And so
course.
there might have been some reprisals at work that caused them to be stressed out in life.
Yeah.
So it's not like traumatized from the riot that
No.
might have been on Jan 6
No.
is, I think, the subterfuge.
Yeah, exactly, but it's bullshit because look, the jig is up. Okay, they knew about it. Nancy Pelosi, they didn't want the National Guard. They were doing it, bringing them in. It was a setup, and then you have cops shooting all the bullets and shit at them to cause them a riot. And then you have Roy Epps they're going into the Capitol. Everybody else got 20 years. This guy got a misdemeanor and didn't spend a day in jail. Give me a fucking break. So if you like this clip, click right here. And if you want to see more like it, click right here. Stay angry, Patriots.